All right, we're live here in Anaheim, and we're back. Match number 2. We got Carbon with that number exactly. Over the Influence 2-0. The Influence really need to make something happen here just to cut this lead in half and make it a series. Can they do it?
It's all up to the Influence right now. Carbon is looking great. This is exactly how I expected him to come into the tournament. And to be honest, you know, you can tell that they've put in a lot of practice. They're a different team than we saw them in Dallas. They're a little bit more patient, but you know, it's oddball now, Scott. Always going to be a hectic game type. All teams just going to be rushing after that ball. We're going to open this one up here with Naded. Now remember, Naded just put up 14 kills with only 7 deaths and 9 assists. He is kind of the main slayer on this team. He is the fire starter. Let's see if Carbon can get fired up. If they can, I expect them to kind of cruise in on their momentum against straight Rippin again in round 2.
Right Kirby. Two of them. Two right car.
And Naded choosing not to go for the ball. Instead, he's sneaking up behind UTR. Talent didn't expect him, but somehow able to pull up the lucky stick. We're jumping on board with Shockwave. He's working Defy as they're pushing to the Carbine side, and you gotta love the teamwork by these two when they're together.
Now, the only thing I don't like about their last strat, or their last game type strat, being patient, when you go into a match like this, when you have to be, it's all chaotic, you can't really go on the flow. So you're used to having stuff set in stone.
And right now we're watching as Shockwave is trying to set up, putting long-range shots there. Nice shots on Talent, putting a few shots on Ant. As you see, the ball is trying to be rotated towards the red base here. And Shockwave really kind of pioneered this oddball strat for Carbon back when you were playing with him. Do you expect him to use the same thing in Halo 3?
He was telling me about the strats that he came up with, and he's like, you can't really explain pink strat to anyone, you just kind of have to go on field. So I wish we were 06 Carbon, or wish they were 06 Carbon, but he's doing his best to teach him the strats we had.
All right, and right now Shockwave holding that ball. He's also the closest to the opponents, and you hear the trash talk continuing from Defy. He's feeling good in this game.
You know, Defy's always had it out for Talent. No matter what he says, he likes the kid, but he really hates to even play against him because he thinks it's a waste of his time.
Wow. Defy, not a fan of Talent. You know, Talent kind of been frowned upon by some of the other top pros over the last couple seasons, but we saw him and the Influence squad really make a stand in Dallas, and for the first time in their career, they broke into the top 8. They have a very, very rough first round opponent. As you see, Carbon's just clicking here, Scott. All of their BRs just seem to be better than the battle rifles over on the Influence's side.
But you know that it doesn't show by the score. They're only up by 1 point.
And here we go. We're trying to get a setup here from Carbon. You got Walshy sitting top card. Defy is over on the opposite base, and Shockwave is with him. Naded was by himself, and he probably should have brought that ball back towards the Carbine side.
Yeah, that or just chucked it out bottom middle as fast as he could.
And Walshy getting picked off by grenades from Ant, and Ant is slapping bodies. We got to go over to the Influence, see what's going on here. Let's listen in with the blue squad.
Top red, top red.
Carbine side. Naded's weak. There's 2 on ball. Naded's weak. They're both weak.
Pick 2. Greg, go back.
Pick 2. Pick 2, Walshy.
Pick 2. Take me.
Let's go, guys. Pick 2, Walshy.
I'm baiting.
Pick 2. He's weak. One shot. Nice. Dead.
They're carbon with Shockwave.
Defy's no shields in their window. Defy's no shields in their window.
One shot, Naded. One shot, Naded.
Defy's Shockwave's weak.
One shot on ball. One shot on ball. One shot on ball.
Naded's dead.
Bubbles weak.
Dead.
Three dead.
Last guy.
Car 2, car 2. Car 2, guys. He's coming out right now.
Car 2, 1 shot.
Still 1 shot.
Hold ball.
Still car 2, 1 shot. Nice, 2 dead.
Wow.
Where?
One more.
No shield. Blue 1. Nice.
Somebody choking.
In my base. My base, I died.
Top red window.
1 shot, nice.
One dead.
All's 1 shot. Naded's 1 shot at the window. Scott coming out pink side blue.
I got shots. 2 of them.
You guys pick 2. You guys pick 2.
1 shot. I got 1 guy.
Shockwave's 1 shot. They're pink.
Coming up pink.
I'm watching straight, dude. Tell me if they come from. Blue got it. Blue one. Blue curious.
2 blue curious.
Blue one. Blue door.
Did I just hear Blue Gandhi? No? Is there a location on the map named after you, Scott?
Okay, here's the story about this, and I still don't get it to this day. In Halo 2, you know the car ramp from in front of the base to car 2? For some reason, they call that the Gandhi. I only sat pink side on every map, so I have no idea why it's called the Gandhi, but you know, I'll take what I can get.
Hey, famous for no reason. Gotta love it. Right now we're watching as Naded and the rest of Carbon are going to work here on the Influence. The Influence holding on the ball for a little bit there, but then you saw the two-man push through pink as they retook ball control and retook map control.
Now you know you're an MLG legend when call-outs are named after you. You know you've really reached the plateau there.
I mean, I do
You're
what I can.
You're permanently retired now. You can't go back into the game.
I mean, whenever I was playing on Elongation, I'd hide in the Farouk spot back in Halo 2. It was under the crates.
You guys know where Naded got his name from?
Grenades?
No. Actually, his first gamer tag was Lemonaded, as in the drink, but he cut it out. He cut out the limo, and now he's just Naded.
All right.
Keep
a little background. I like having you around, Frug. I learn every day. And Walshy going off there, picking up the triple kill with some sweet plasma grenades. We're going to watch as he's pushing over on Carbine's side. It's 80-36, kind of complete domination. You're seeing Walshy and Naded kind of set up on opposite sides. You got Walshy over on Carbine, Naded and Defy over on Pink, and Defy's got the slice and dice. Let's check him out.
Oh, Talon, I'm sorry.
No, but he's able to get the stick off again. Talon catching players whenever they try and sneak up on him with that plasma grenade before he dies. Just jump back on board with Walsh as he pushes Pink side. He wants the sword.
And you know, a lot of the pros don't like the sword just because you get stuck so easily.
And Walsh is going to be taken down, failed attempt. But Shockwave, you got to love the way this kid plays. Heads up all the time, all game long. He felt the pressure coming from blue, rotated it around to the other side of the map, red rather, and now he's going to hide down low while his teammates are respawning.
And dropping the ball underneath is pretty much saying, if we lose control, it doesn't matter because you got to pick the ball from underneath. When that ball's underneath, the other team is completely screwed because that is the worst spot for the ball.
And Shockwave coming right back up. Apparently he's feeling like he's got plenty of protection. Divide doing work over on the pink side of the map. He's getting shot from top, middle, and over on pink side, and he's just going to hide here on Carbine side.
And Carbon now halfway to the 250 mark. The Influence only has 36. They really need to make a comeback here.
And at one point there, it was 36 seconds to 28 seconds. So Carbon really just running away with this one.
But let me go to this real quick, because you talk about teams like the Influence, the Dynasty. We talk about the lower seeded teams, let's say 10 through 16. They come into events like this and they hope to finish top 4. They hope to finish top 8. Why not aspire to go top 1, top 2?
Realistic. You got to be realistic. You got to know where you stand, and
Never.
you got to set a goal that I think is reachable. After you get that top 4, then build for the top 1. Gandhi, I'm sure, always goes for that number 1, but
No, you have to.
Yeah, see, that's what I would think. You know, my mentality, I'm thinking you got to shoot for the stars so you can at least land on the moon, right?
I don't get your little analogies or whatever, but
It makes
I'm
sense.
confused.